Well, it's nice tonight again, though.
Yeah, nice food.
It's been getting better and better.
Don't forget to get your white light.
And protocol. Yeah.
Yes.
So aloha kupuna, aloha ancestors. We're back. With your permission, we'd like to hang out, tell stories, and try some new things tonight, yeah? We ask for your blessing, and if anything is not to your liking, let us know. And we'll stop or we'll leave too. So mahalo. Ugh, excuse me. Make the color blue of females in here. Hey Dixon, how's it? Yeah, the lights were going off already. We get action. We get good kind of action tonight. Yeah, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah. We'll try a little bit something a little bit different tonight. I did want to share. Joy, no need mute him. He comes on every night, Joy, but he's usually on YouTube. I'm sorry, I should have said that. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Lights again. But you are on it, I tell you. I got badass moderators. Oh yeah, he does that every night when to make the lights go off. But he's been watching all the time. Oh, no mess with the moderators, guys. Yeah. Invite someone to co-host now. Huh. Interesting. I wonder. My bad. I should have said something. I don't know how to invite people to the live or invite them to come on to stuff. Who's that? Fuku. Hey, how's it, YouTube? Troy, how's it? Sean, how's it? Martha, Annie, Sandy, how's it, everybody? All right. Suzette, how's it? Aloha. Oh, okay. Yeah, I unmuted you. My moderators are badass. They operate faster than the speed of sound. Tonight I have Uilani and Matt over here with me. And I brought tea leaves because I figure at least one of the nights I should, right? Um, yeah, they were quick with it. I unbanned you, brother. But you can do this one too. Hey, Cheerful Gardenia, how's it? Ooh, no. Don't make any kindness, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah, Uy is Mary. Whenever we went out, we went out, hang out in Mace last year, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it said both my names.
Oh no, yeah. Getting Mary, Matt, Mace, Marie, Mickey. I'm like,
And then it
bruh.
said, "Uy."
Yeah. Hey, Sandy, it says, hi, Uy. She's on YouTube.
Hi, Sandy.
Tonight, I learned that you're able to minimize trolls by setting the comments to require participants to be active members for a certain number of minutes.
That'll go for a little while.
Wait, let me wrap my head around that.
Do the comments.
Setting the comments to require participants to be active members. Oh yeah. Um, nah. If people like jump on and ask questions too, that would mean that they can't. Yeah, or I don't know. Yeah, you gotta join YouTube. Anyway, start with some stories. Some stories that I forgot to share earlier. Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Jamie,
the
how's
prayer.
it? Nah, TikTok is good. YouTube is good. No matter. It's all good. But yeah, we'll go try something a little bit tonight. Maybe some of these people would like to share stories too, but we'll see. When we're back at Paradise Park, one of the stories I forgot to share because we were kind of escorted out. Hey, you know what? I think you might have some more luck tonight, bro. These lights have been active. Um, yeah. The story I was gonna share involved a tour one night that I had done with Uncle Joe. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I'm gonna stop looking reading the comments. I'm getting way too distracted. I like this talk story all night. That's why. Uh, let's see if I can zoom in. The lights aren't the same color on TikTok as they are on Facebook, YouTube. All right. So I was doing with Uncle Joe. We did the ghost tour a while back, and there was one night that was pretty interesting. It was more like after the tour was interesting. I don't remember anything really significant happening on the tour that night, but it was the last site, the Paradise Park, Manoa Falls hiking trail, that kind of set everything off. Yeah, we already did protocol over here. Yeah, we did protocol already tonight. So yeah, no worry. Um, so when we were back there were a lot of things that happened. Now it's kind of hard because I mean I would go back there 2 to 4 nights a week, every week for 4 years, kind of thing. I think I took 1 week off. It was so much fun. But I don't remember what happened back there. I remember it was scary and we left. And as we left, Uncle Joe told me to get everybody in the van, in both of the vans, load them up and start the vans. So I did that. And Uncle Joe stayed at the gate that we walked out, and he had his tea leaf, and he was closing the area. He was making sure that nothing would follow us and stuff, right? So I'm over there getting everybody in the vans, getting the van started up, and then all of a sudden I hear Uncle Joe yelling, like in pain, kind. And I'm like, what the hell? So I run over there to him, right? And he's like, here, you take over. He's like, something is attacking me right now. You take over. I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. But I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I get the tea leaf, and Uncle Joe, his style is yelling and that kind of stuff. He's loud. He's a good performer. Me, I'm more mellow. Uncle Joe's the kind, he grabbed the tea leaf. He's like, "Aole pilikia," and he's waving the leaf in the air and yelling and throwing salt and all of that. That's Uncle Joe. That's his style. He goes scare the ghosts away. I think. For me, I'm like, okay, you guys cannot come here. You need to leave. I do the sign of the cross. I hang the tea leaves up on top of the fence, and I turn around and kind of try to help Uncle Joe, right? And I noticed that the tea leaves were green when I put them up on the fence, but when I looked back, like 30 seconds later, the tea leaves were brown and brittle. I think this was the night that happened. If it was part of the story too. So that was a little intense. But then what happened more was we start driving by. Uncle Joe's like, I'm okay," as he's limping back to the car. Yeah, he's like, "I'm okay, no worry, I'm okay, no worry." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we had parked in Kahalu that's where we had parked back then. So I'm driving back to Kahalu. He's all he told me he's all good. I'm not worried about him. Then he calls me up. He's like, "Hey Joe, do me a favor." I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "I gotta go Castle Hospital. I go take the van Castle Hospital. You drop off the van in Kahalu. Grab your car, drive over here. I give you my keys. You take the van over Kahalu and bring my car back." So I did that, and he was in the ER at Castle Hospital. And when I came back with his car, maybe about an hour later or so, I walk in to see how he's doing. Yeah, so I walk in there, and the reception lady is like, "Oh, can I help you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm here to see Uncle Joel, my coworker." She's like, "Oh, which one is that?" I'm like, so the crazy looking Hawaiian guy, because he has the kind of eyes. Yeah, he's a crazy looking Hawaiian guy. He scare you before you even get into the van. And he's like, "Oh, that one, the ghost guy." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "What's his deal?" I'm like, "Well, he got attacked tonight, so he said he had to come over here, and that's all I know." She's like, "Really? What do you guys do?" I'm like, "We do ghost tours." She's like, "Oh wow, that's so cool." And she starts laughing, and I'm like, "What are you laughing about?" She's like, "Oh, we put him in the death room." I'm like, "The death room?" She's like, "Yeah, it's the room all the way in the back where we've had the most people just die in that room. So we stuck him over there." And so she walks me back, and I go back and I see Uncle Joe, and he's fighting with the doctor. Okay, the doctor is over there saying, "Stop lying to me. You know, you got into a fight tonight." And Uncle Joe's like, "I never get into a fight tonight. The ghost would attack me." He's like, "No, you got into a fight with a person. No, it was the ghost." And I walk in, and the doctor's like, he sees me wearing the same shirt as Uncle Joe, and he's like, "Whatever, let's just do blood work." And he walks out of the room, kind of like upset, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, "No, no, I'm not Uncle Joe. I'm cousin Joe. Uncle Joe's older." And so I'm hanging out with Uncle Joe. He shows me his foot, right? The foot that's causing so much pain. On the top of his foot, the bridge, I think it's called, there was a bruise in the form of a hand, like
I
four
remember.
fingers over his foot, like there was a foot that grabbed a hand that grabbed his foot
I
and
never weak. I
squeezed it
never
so
weak him.
tight that it left a bruise. And then under his kneecap, there was like a burn, like rope burn, right? And so he's like, "Look at that. Look at that. Get the bruise over there. And look, it's something on my knee." And I look at him and I'm like, "Wait,
Oh, it's like breeze coming through there.
how you guys doing over there? Is it cold?"
You got a cold spot next door.
Cold, yeah.
Yeah, oh, I'm loving the cold.
Yeah.
So I want to know. You guys will let me know if anything goes on, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
And so I look at Uncle Joe's foot. He had the hand print on his foot and the rope burn under his kneecap. And I told him, "You know what that is, right?" He's like, "No, what is that?" I'm like, "Bruh, that looks like Lua." He's like, "Oh, for real?" I'm like, "Yeah, Lua is like the Hawaiian martial art bone breaking, huh? You grab the foot, you grab the knee, and you try to crack them. You try to break them. Yeah." And so apparently he got attacked by a warrior, or he got attacked by something that was trying to break his feet. And he's over there, and the doctor taking the blood. He's taking his blood pressure, yeah, and the blood pressure thing just starts beep 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 beep, then turns off. He's like, "Oh, when blow him up. Look at that. The thing broke in." The nurse come back in with another blood pressure. Same thing, yeah. Beep 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 beep. Boom, doesn't work anymore. He's like, "Oh, brah, this place haunted too, yeah." I'm like, "Bro, I guarantee this place is haunted." And I go up to him and I'm like, "Okay, take all your blood tests and all that." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, power, I'm just waiting already." So I get holy water, I put him on his foot, and I pray, put the on his knee, and I pray. And within a few seconds, the bruise starts disappearing, and the pain starts disappearing, and Uncle Joe starts jumping around the room. "Oh, oh, look, gone already, gone already. It's all good. Oh, the thing good already." And I'm like, "Bro, sit down, bro. The doctor already think you crazy. You're like this close to being admitted to the mental ward over here, bro. Relax, relax. Just play cool." He's like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." So he played cool. He got discharged, and everything was good. But seeing the Lua mark on his knee and his hand, that was a little trip. That was a trip to me. The warriors, they were trained in Lua because when you go into battle, some of them would be on the effects of the Ava root. Yeah, the Ava root, you chew them and the thing comes numb. Yeah, your whole body comes numb. You cannot feel pain. You chew on the root, you drink the Ava. A spear can go through your leg. No matter, you're still fighting. You don't feel the pain. You push through it. You're good. But when your bones break, you're not gonna feel the pain, but you're not gonna be able to move, right? So that's a little bit about what I've learned, but not too much because there's a whole other society and all of that. You know what I mean about that. A lot of more darker things have been associated with Lua recently in the last few generations. There was that story that I forgot to share. Um, what other stories I would forget? What, you don't remember them? We have a good number of people on right now. I wanted to. Uwe had a really good suggestion over here. Remember, you guys that were on last night? Oh, the light flickered. Right on. Uh, Last night, guys, was cool. Thank you. When we did the whole visualization thing, that was awesome. I like to do that again. Oh, I got the flash goal. What's going on? What is that? I don't know. There we go. Cool. Uh, we have a flash gold. Yay! Remember drinking kava when I was in college. Oh yeah, kava's good. Oh, Scotty, yeah, I know. Last night was a little intense, bro. Before you log off, bro, you should ask us for us to pray and stuff like that to get rid of all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Ava is good, make you numb. But like what we did last night was we visualized the area, and you guys helped me to clear and cleanse the area, which was awesome, and it worked. It was cool. So let me explain a little bit about this. The last few nights we've been having something that's not exactly good that followed us from here to Paradise Park, as you guys well know, and it was here again last night. But it was about what, over 100 yards away. Yeah, Matt.
What is that?
That creaking what we heard
Yeah, no,
was
probably
far.
farther, yeah.
Yeah,
Way farther.
but it's weird that even that far away we heard them still. You know.
Yeah.
So I spoke to a couple friends of mine today that can help out with this kind of stuff, and we have a bubble around us, which is why they don't really come in. They can't come in past the bubble. So the lights you see going off are the good spirits that can come into the bubble. I don't like the bad ones messing around with that stuff. But then the trail itself, the spirits in the area itself, put up their own guardian and bubble, and so they couldn't come close. You know, they pushed even further out. However, when I opened the spirit box, Matt suggested that maybe it opens up some kind of portal where they could have a direct link, which is, I believe, what happened. It affected people, right? And it affected me as well. I could feel that. Yeah, what is that Selena interview? Ansa, how's it? How come I can invite people to co-host? Huh, weird. Yes, that's where we are. As known vision. Feel like I'm having a stroke saying your name. Sorry. Hey, Kalamai. But yeah, so it was just a little interesting thing. You know, you learned, yeah? Oh, hold on, I have a message. Man, oh, bang my head on the phone. Can we see the thing on the tablet again later? What thing? Oh, you live on Old Pully Road. Come join us. Can we see the thing on the tablet again? The figure? I don't know what it was. What night was this? Any stories on Maui? I'm not too sure. I haven't been to Maui in a very long time. I've been wanting to go, but yeah. Oh, yesterday. I forgot which picture I had sent yesterday. Here we go. Oh well. Have I been to other islands? Yes. Earlier this month, I was on the Big Island and I did some lives on there too. Yeah, every night. Eal Valley? Yeah, I love to go Eal Valley. That would be a lot of fun. That would be very interesting. I was showing a bunch of pictures last night. I'm sorry. I'm not sure which ones you mean. There was a lot of the pictures from my trip, yeah? Was that the one you're talking about? Morgan's Corner. What picture do I have from Morgan's Corner? Why nice site? Get plenty stories. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. Yeah, Morgan's Corner is down the street on that hairpin turn. I don't like tell stories over there because people live over there too. Yeah.
The last weekend.
Oh,
Oh yeah. That's right.
now we got to put my food.
I can't keep up. Any action at and a point? I've been there once.
I could go over there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
no,
what
it's not
happened.
not good right now to go over there. You know.
Bless it to those two families.
Yeah. Condolences
Prayers,
and blessings to the
condolences.
families and all of that stuff too. And yeah. Do I know any stories? I know plenty of stories. About what? Why and I? You know, I get one story. I don't know if I shared it this month, but I'll go ahead and share it again because why not? Um, I get one story about Makua Cave. This is one of my favorite stories to tell, but it's also kind of very strange because although I can remember the events, I'm not quite sure it actually happened. If that makes sense to you. I remember being there. I remember the sensations, the feelings. I even went back to investigate it. This is a story involving Makua Cave, right? Um, and I remember everything, but it just maybe it's so surreal. I mean, how we'll go over. I'll tell you guys in a little bit over here. So the one of the stories was ghost hunting, right? Going to scary places and seeing what get and all of that kind of stuff, and it's that's what we've always kind of done since I got my license, right? Go drive around the island, see what get. Hold on, let me turn this on real fast. The ghost tube seer. It's been a while. And so one afternoon, me and some of my friends, we ended up at Makua Cave over past Makaha, Makua Valley, or right in the beginning, before Yokes, before the road ends over at on the way to Kaena Point, and we went over there, and now the cave over there is has a lot of histories, a lot of legends, a lot of that kind of stuff as well, right? Yeah, creatures too. Yeah. It has the story of Nanaue, who is the half man, half shark Hawaiian mythology, right? He was born from Kamahoali'i and a mortal mother. Kamahoali'i is the shark god, Madame Pele's brother, and a mortal woman. That's legend in a nutshell. Is he was born as a kupua, a demigod, a shapeshifter, and the father, Kamahoali'i, instructed the mother never to give the child meat, or his shark nature might come out. When he was born, he had a tattoo or a birthmark on his back that looked like a shark's mouth. But when the boy got older and he could no longer eat with the women, he ate with his grandfather instead, and the men, they fed him meat. And young Nanaue then developed a taste for meat and flesh. And then when he would go into the water, he would turn into a shark. Even as a small kid, he'd become a small shark, and so they would let him swim around the ponds, the lakes, and eat the fish, but nobody could really know his true nature. Yeah. All right. They had to give him blah, blah, sorry, I'm getting messages here as well. I'm sorry. I'm really distracted right now.
Yeah, bro. What you got in mind, bro?
No. We'll talk about it later. Hey, Phoebe, how's it? Anyway, so he was fed meat, and as he got older and older, he became more and more of a nomad because he couldn't let people know his dual nature, right? He couldn't let people know that he was a kupua, a shapeshifter. And so he would hang out away from everybody else, where the people would train, where the men would train as warriors. He would be a simple farmer by himself tending the land, but he would trick people who would pass by. He'd be at the cave tending to his land and his crops, and as a traveler would come by, he would ask them to if they could take a swim because he's busy and he's hot and he would love to, but he doesn't have time for it. And if he can just watch them cool off in the water, he'll be happier for it. And so they would, and he would go into the cave, from Makua Cave, and he would crawl all the way down to where the cave hit the bottom, hit the water, where he'd assume the form of a shark. And he'd swim out into the ocean, and he'd eat the swimmer, and then he'd swim back in, turn into a man, crawl up through the cave, and nobody was any of the wiser, right? So that's the story. That's supposed to be the cave where he did that. And me and my friends had the idea. We go check him out. We gotta go look at Let's go. Huh?
Yeah, with the bird.
Bird.
Don't screech or something. From
What?
the back. Came from back here. Right there.
Yeah.
Just did him again.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I can say that far. It's fine. No, come closer. Thank you.
The birds be sleeping at night.
Yeah.
She's doing making noises.
Bro, I hope that's not the same one, bro.
Not the one on
Uh,
the one you're talking about
Yeah, 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 yeah. The
yeah,
flying
yeah,
thing.
yeah, with
Yeah.
all the Opala.
Cause that sounded like
Is that similar?
that didn't sound like no bird, bro. That was like a screech.
yeah.
And no,
That's
I
to
didn't
me
hear a
is the
screech.
bird.
What I heard was a whistle. Yeah. Ooh. So yeah, we decided to go into the cave.
Yeah, that's what I
Sorry,
call
sorry. Let me
one bird.
give me a little break over here. Matt, you want to share a story?
Um,
Ooh, you want to share a story?
we help me out. Help me out. I'm tongue twisted right now.
Hey, me
Trying to
too.
figure
Talking
out this
about the big
bird thing.
island.
Oh, it's not a banshee though. Definitely not a
It's
banshee.
not the place. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's just something else.
Um. Oh, I gotta think now. Shoot.
You said you had everything lined up in the chamber, bro.
Wait, when I said you fucking
A
said
couple
me
weeks
out.
ago, you're like boom, boom, boom. I get them. I ready. I ready. You remember that? I
I'm trying to
remember that.
concentrate. Those are no goddamn
Oh, hey
birds.
guys, we are over on Old Pali Road over here, Oahu, on the island of Oahu over here. Yeah,
Matt
everyone's
gathering
like,
his
"Come on, Matt."
thoughts. He's gathering his thoughts. He'll be right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, yeah, he don't like it. Me. I can continue. We could do the little experiment right now. I could do that, and maybe that'll help center me as well, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do another test with you guys, but it's what we suggested, and it's a fantastic idea. So last night we went ahead and we triggered those lights just by us collectively thinking, about just kind of we kind of blessed the area, got rid of all the bad things over here and that kind of stuff too. So let's try to do this, right? But first, it's a good thing to learn how to do it as well to protect yourself too, right? So this is a really good way this is how I teach people the first thing to protect themselves because this is how I was taught the first level of protection, right? Against the spirits, against energy, against all that kind of stuff, right? Just take a few minutes and I'm going to walk you guys through. It may sound like a guided meditation, but kind of is. So I want you to picture yourself. You can close your eyes, leave them open, whatever you feel comfortable with. Picture yourself surrounded by a white light. This brilliant white light is coming from the top, just completely surrounding your body. This white light goes over your shoulders, all the way down to the ground. The white light doesn't follow the regular rules of light. It travels under your feet. It travels under your arms. Any shadows that you cast, any darkness that's there that you cast, this light absorbs it all, and everything is surrounded by that white light. Now picture that white light just surrounding you, and I'll give it a feeling. That white light will become warm. Make that white light warm. Make it smell however you want it to smell. Like for me, it's like fresh linen, maybe, depending on the purpose of it, right? And this white light is a shield, and it's gonna protect you, and it's going to keep all of the negative energies, all of the bad things out, right? The story I shared the other night about the Bobby Mackeys, this is exactly what I was telling my friend Ann how to do when we were at the Room of Faces and the generator decided to turn on and scare the crap out of us. So yeah, just hold it there as long as you want. Do whatever you want with it. Put it through your body, pulse it, move it into another person if they need the protection. Make it bigger, make it smaller. You know, it just the only limits are the ones you put on it. It's like when I was with Doug and I had that headache and I just made the headache go away and then come back and go away and come back simply by imagining a circle around my head, a bubble getting bigger and smaller. It's amazing when you can project things, right? That's kind of like the basic of projection. So let's see if this would work now. So now what I want you guys to try and do, I wonder how this would affect the equipment over there. Um, Project that white light looking on the camera on the purple lights up ahead. Just make a big... Wait, let's see. Wait. How can I do this? Make the white light erupting from the ground. Like bubbling. The ground becomes lava and the white light is just coming in and it's overflowing everything around here and it's moving everything away. Ah, you guys not trying hard enough. The lights aren't changing color. No, I'm just kidding. It worked last night, right? But this place doesn't have anything.
Kind of be all serious.
I
You
know,
fucking
right?
busted joke out of that. Yeah, I love your joke. Good, good. Thanks for the sense of humor, brother. Ah.
But Sean, yes, that does sound
There
like a
you
good
go,
idea.
The
Oh,
light's moving.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry,
you.
Sean. I wanted to answer you, but I was trying to give Joe his spotlight at the moment, and then he like cracked jokes to that. But yeah, that would be awesome.
Try.
Even though I haven't even been to Molokai yet. Oh, Palau
That is
Papa
what-
would be my
It
first
did.
experience. That'd be crazy.
Look at it.
That'd be nuts.
Unreal.
I want you guys to focus on the far left, right, the far left, right, the far left light, the one all the way over there, closest to me on the left. I want you guys to focus on that, and I'm gonna do it too. Just focus on it, and try to make it turn blue. See it as blue. Make it turn blue. Okay. You know what? Maybe there's a lag because there's a lag on YouTube and TikTok, and then there's a lag when it comes to energy traveling, right? I don't know.
Guess me, or is it starting to get warm?
Yeah,
Really? I'm getting cold.
You cold?
I'm getting cold now.
No,
I feel warm. The
Is it-
cold was earlier.
yeah, when we first got here it was cool, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I was gonna take off my sweater and see if there was a difference, but fuck, it was warm.
Yeah. We could try more experimentation later. Matt,
Well, concentrate, Matt.
Matt, you good?
You need me to share?
Yeah. Matt, how come you not setting the light off, bro? Come on.
I
You're not
I can walk up and
concentrating.
try. I mean,
Gotta concentrate with the white light.
How's that area?
not tonight. Well, I gotta go outside it.
No. You can sit down, tell stories.
Oh, I
That's
thought
what I
you said
meant.
set off the lights.
No, I said Matt. You take over.
Oh, I gotta think, bro. Not even.
Oh, you're not done thinking.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'll figure it out, but we'll run it. We'll run it. I don't know. I'll
Somebody had
Bear with
lava
me.
tonight.
bear with me, gang. I wasn't prepared for tonight. I was 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago, but you know that passed, bro. We can't talk about the past, guys. We just gotta move forward. And so,
I've been
Tonight.
asking you for 3 nights.
but you was rocking it for 2 hours straight with your Bobby Mackey's. No way I'm gonna interrupt that. That is good stuff.
I'm surprised you're still awake after that, bro.
What you mean? Heard this story, bro? That's good stuff. Oh, okay.
Where did we go on Saturday?
We went to Manoa.
Oh, let me see. I know I said Big Island stories. Yeah, I owe you guys some Big Island stories, I guess. But
Yeah.
now I don't know. For some reason, they're all just not in my head at the moment. But they are, but they aren't. But okay, so here's one. Mind you, I'll just make a disclaimer. If some of these stories are things that was just told to me growing up, may not be all true. Could be just, the kind how we was little kid days where we talk story, we tell ghost stories, and we just make up anything to scare each other. Yeah. So some of these stories might be those. I'm not gonna say which ones. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna try to flow and go through. Some of them are first-hand experiences. Some are told to me by other people. But so this is one that my cousin them had told me about, and they were it's about the King's Trail. And if you guys are familiar with the King's Trail on the Big Island pretty much travels around the whole island. And it's a rock path. It's like these rocks are like, it's kind of a distinctive looking rock, and they're I would say the path is maybe no more than like 3-4 feet wide, but it's like a smooth, nice trail, and it goes all the way right around the island. Well, if you're familiar with the Waikoloa area, like the Queen Shop and whatnot, the hotels down there, there's the King's Trail goes through that area, and there's a guard shack that's located on this trail. And there was this new hire there at the hotel, and or security guard, and he was stationed out in that guard shack. And my cousin them had told them, brother, come nightfall, you need to be out of this guard shack. Yeah, you cannot stay here. Once it gets dark, you need to get back to the other guard shack where, I guess where they were, another location that they monitor as the day goes down. Yeah, so I guess during the day they have certain areas they monitor, and then once it goes nighttime, they don't stay there anymore. Maybe they just pass through and whatnot. I'm not quite sure the gist of it, but this is kind of how the story goes. So they never told the guy why. They just told him that he needed to be out of there. He's not allowed to stay there. And so the guy's like, no problem, no problem. Then they let him go. So he's doing his shift, and the guy ends up falling asleep in the guard shack. And sun goes down. Now this guy's awakened, and he's being tossed around the guard shack by two big Hawaiians dressed in Mahalo. Big, I guess my best way to describe this, these were the warriors that cleared the path for the Ali to come through the trail. And I guess it was procession night. And I'm not sure when this was, but just so happened he fell asleep that night in the guard shack, and he was literally beaten up almost to the extinct kind of thing. And he ended up actually quitting his job and leaving after that. He never told my cousin guys what happened, and then he left the job. He never came back. But I don't think the guy was Hawaiian either, so that might have been something to do with it. But like I say, you just gotta watch that trail. It's very active. You hear the conch shells and stuff, but it's time to go. The drums, time to go. Let's see. What's another Big Island story? Okay, I'll share this one. This one is about my family house, so please mind the. It's okay. I'll share it. So my family is originally from Maui, but my great grandfather he had ran away from the family um, back in Maui, and he had moved to Molokai, and he was working on the Molokai ranch. And word got around that he was this horse whisperer. This is my great grandfather, or actually great grandfather, I believe. No, great grandfather. One of the two. I'm not sure. I never met him, but I read the stories, and I heard the stories from my family. But so word got out that he was this horse whisperer, and he used to train horses in Molokai. Well, Parker Ranch heard about him, and when Parker Ranch opened up the ranch in Waimea or Kamuela, he went and recruited my great grandfather from Molokai Ranch to come up there and train the horses up there. So long story short on that part, we were given this plot of land that's in Waimea. And if you guys are familiar with the Waimea area, my family's lot it's near the old Waimea Park, not the new district park that they built in the backside behind Lualai. This one is actually the old it's the old Waimea Park, where there's the cutoff to go up to Top Road to Kohala, Hawi area, and then the other way is you're going down Kauai Hill. So we have a family plot there, but it's this story. My family's plot is like it's like 5 football fields, big. It's like from the bottom of the road all the way to the top, and it's if you guys are familiar with Buster Hill is located in the backyard of that place. And in the middle of this yard, we used to have this tire swing that was hanging from this tree. And when I was younger, I used to go down to this. I used to walk down there, and it's I don't know why, but as I would walk down there, I always got this eerie feeling, like my hair would stand up. I get chicken skin, but I'd go and I'd swing on the swing by myself, and just play around and cruise. And then later on, I find out that if you guys are familiar, there's not that I know of, but there's no graveyards in Waimea or Kamuela. A lot of people in Waimea, they bury their family in their actual on their land, in their family homes and whatnot. So I actually have relatives that are buried on top of that lot that we were given by Parker Ranch. And what I later found out is right across the street, right across the way from that swings, is where all the plots are. And I didn't know. I never really went down there as a younger kid. But on the opposite side of the yard, where the swing is, I used to go there all the time. But I didn't realize that there was a, a great bunch of grape plots there, which is my family members. So I mean, thankfully, nothing ever happened to me or anything. These family spirits, they're not going to harm me. But just as a young kid, I never know. Yeah, it was just kind of creepy for me. But another thing too, when I used to go up there for family reunions and stuff, I would always like we'd go sleep, and then I would hear voices in the house. I'd hear people talking, and I'd wake up and I'd walk around the house in the pitch black. Nobody's up. I go in the kitchen. I go in the rooms. I go in the living room. I'm looking all over for who's talking. Like I can hear them. Trying to find out this, like all my family members just wallowing, and but young kid time was spooky for me. I never know. Another time we had my cousin and some of his friends came to redo the house or redo the roof of our house there, or my family's house. And so they would work on the roof during the day and whatnot, and then they would sleep over at night. Well, one of my cousin's friends ended up getting attacked in the house. He was pressed. He had like a choking dream, and for some reason, my family never liked him in the house. So that guy actually had to stay. He would come in the day. He would help my cousin guys fix the roof, and then he would have to leave, go down the road, go rent an apartment, or I mean the little motels, like the Waimea Inn and stuff. He'd have to go down there and spend the night in the motels, and then come back in the day for work. Like I don't know, for some reason, whatever that guy did or whatnot, my family never liked him, and he wasn't allowed in the house at nighttime. Was kind of strange. My family has a lot of history that place, and I mean, if you know anything about Buster Hill, Buster Hill is said to have a lot of akualeles that people see come flying out of that area. And if you're familiar with Buster Hill and the location, on the backside of it, you are looking at the Kohala Valley area. You're also looking at Waipio Valley. You're looking at Waimanu. You're looking at all these ancient valleys that a lot of sacred stuff went on back there. I don't know too much history of it, but on my time living up there and talking to some of the locals and the hikes that they've done to trek back there, they travel the Z Trail. They go around the cliff at Waipio Valley and hike out to Waimanu, and they spend days out there. And there's been a lot of creepy stuff that goes on out there, but that's here, there, say, nothing that I'm very familiar with, so I'm not gonna try to make up anything or stories about that. Let's see. Oh, there's a place. Here's a little cool one. I don't recommend anybody go and trying this, but if you ever, I don't know, I'll just share it. But there's a place on the Big Island that it's just outside of Honokaa area, and it's like a slanted hill. And me and my cousin one night we went, and because we heard this legend, right, that if you put the car in neutral, the car rolls back up the hill in reverse. And I can attest firsthand, I've done it, and that hill actually, you really start rolling up in reverse, and the car is in neutral. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just trippy. Like there's just some crazy stuff. Big Island is a very, very, very active place. Let's see, what else can I share about the Big Island?
Anything of Kalapana?
Kalapana, no, I'm not too familiar. I don't go out that side. What I can share is I used to spend a lot of time out in Kapoho. After my dad passed away, my mom, she got into a relationship with another guy with the last name Haitsuka, and they have this. They were known for this big construction company in Kaneohe, but my mom's boyfriend, his father, they bought a piece of land out in Kapoho, and they own the biggest fish ponds in Kapoho, and they're actually pretty known because they used to have all these big uruas inside their fish ponds. And my stepdad's father would go out, and it's like every day at 4 o'clock, he'd go out for feed the fish, and all the tourists and the community would come around from Kapoho, and they would watch. It was kind of I guess that was part of the sales pitch that the guys that own there, Joe, I got the lights to go for you. Sorry, but anyways, it was kind of like a sales pitch that the renters would tell the guys that are renting the place to, go check out every day, right? And I mean, it's an attraction, bro. You watch these uluas, and hey, they're nuts. I mean, I could stand on the feeding rock, and I'm talking about the fish pond that the uluas were in was, I would say, easy 30, 40 yards from where I'm standing to the back end, and I would have these chunks of fish, and I would throw it as far as I could, and the fish would be right there by my feet, the uluas, and they would see me launch this thing, and they would take off, start flying towards the back end of the pond, and they would actually catch the fish that I'm throwing. Before, right when the thing hit the water, boom, they whack them. But anyways, this Kapoho area, I used to go diving there, near the lagoon and stuff. And I was telling Joe about this one day, and I'm not sure how to describe this, and I'm not sure if anybody's ever dove out at Kapoho. But if anybody else can kind of, I guess, verify what I'm saying, is when I went diving along the right side of Kapoho, where I'm looking, there's the lagoon, and along that cliff side, there used to be these rock walls inside the water, big, huge walls. Look almost like ancient alien kind type walls. Not the kind Hawaiian built. I know Kapoho used to be an old Hawaiian fishing village, but these structures in the water was different. It wasn't coral. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't rock walls that were built up like you see heiaus, or like you go down Kauai High area and you see like the structures of, like where you would see it's just a small short wall square, just kind of I guess what you call like the barriers of somebody's hale or hut, and each section. These were like massive big boulders, but they were cut like super clean and pieced together like this big, oh, I wish I could describe it so much more, but this was something strange. And then, if you guys are familiar with the eruptions, 2018 came and Kapoho is no longer there. So everything was wiped out. The whole community. There was, I believe, Champagne Pond was out there. They had hot springs. I mean, Kapoho was such a beautiful place, guys. I mean, it's sad to see it's gone, but I can understand. I think Pele, she'll do her bidding. Yeah, we're gonna go mess up land, or we're gonna go do these certain things, bro. She's gonna wipe it out and start clean. And for me, I think this had a lot to do with what the guy was doing there. Somebody bought a big chunk of land, and he was kind of messing around with the lagoon and messing with the area. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I mean, I don't know. Something tells me maybe something happened like that along the lines, and Pele went and cleared the area. I mean, we hear so many stories where Pele's eruption has, she'll go, before she erupts, she'll go walking around a town or a village and ask for water.
Kapoho was mostly rentals, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, it was all local owned, but yeah, they used to pretty much rent it out. Kapoho was a gated community, yeah, so I mean, you could park outside and walk in and then go enjoy like the fish ponds and all of that, but you couldn't actually drive in, yeah.
People's backyards, though, yeah. So they were like, each fish pond was owned by one of the houses.
Yeah, but there's other fish ponds that you can actually swim in and stuff like, that you could go back and it was like for the public and then go. And then like I said, they had Champagne Pond, and then I think a little bit more up the road was they had hot springs and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but all of that is gone. It's total wiped out.
Springs,
Yeah, well,
I remember that. That was cool.
I mean, it was crazy, bro. When the king tide comes up, like my family's house was, or my mom's boyfriend's family's house was on big stilts, because when the king tide come in, but the whole road is underwater, bro, over there. Freaking crazy. Like the ponds move with the tide, everything is nuts. So we used to go out and throw net, catch fish, whatever. Then we throw everything back in the pond, yeah. So out there was awesome,
Yeah.
It was good stuff. But anyways, back to the Pele stuff. She would go and ask for like a cup of water, and if you denied her, she would move on and go to the next. And there's this one story, I believe, where she went and did that, and one of the ladies did, and she had was hanging her clothes, and Pele had walked in, not knowing Pele was just an old woman, gray hair. Said she was thirsty, asking for a cup of water, and the lady said, "Sure, hold on a second." And the lady went inside to go get a glass, and Tutu Pele was like, no, the hose is fine, I can just drink from the hose. She's like, no. And so she walks in the house to go get it. Well, she comes back out with the water, and the lady's gone. Well, I think a day or two later, the volcano erupted. and the lady's house, the one that did offer Pele water, the lava actually split around her house. The lava flow came down and split around her house and then continued its path on. And like her house was like the only house that was saved in the town. So that's kind of one of the legends I've heard from that side. I mean, I don't know too much about that area. Like I say, a lot of my time was spent in the Honoka'a, Waimea, Kamuela area, Kohala, Kona side. Um, well, I do have a story about South Point, though. Um, you guys are familiar with Green Sand Beach out in South Point? My family and I went camping there one weekend, and located, I would say, probably maybe a few hundred yards from Green Sand Beach is there's this one. It's kind of a funky tide pool. It's a long stretch of like it's like a crevice inside the cliff of the area, and it's filled up with water where it's like a tide pool, but it's a skinny, narrow. I would say maybe 80, 100 yard tide pool that goes from the shoreline or for the sea cliff all the way in. And we used to we used to hang out inside that tide pool and just cruise and the whole weekend we were there. But the tide pool is mellow, it's nice, it's calm, it's no biggie, whatnot. But one day I decided to grab my goggles and I put my goggles on and I swim up the tide pool towards the ocean, and I find this little pocket in the tide pool that's a deep section. I see all these little hinaleas, or good sized hinaleas in there, and I was kind of young and dumb. I think it was maybe like ninth grade, not really thinking much, but um, I decided to go grab my spear, my 3-prong. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna shoot some fish. I'm like, telling my cousin, and so he's like, okay. So he grabbed his goggles, and we go to enter the tide pool, and all of a sudden the waves pick up and they start crashing, and right now they're blowing over the cliff and they're pushing into this tide pool, and the whole tide pool is like whitewashed. It's wiped out. Like you can't see. The whole thing is like bubbling, churning, like angry. And I'm just like, don't think much of it, right? And so I go and I try to get up to that little that pocket area where I found the fish. And my cousin is swimming up with me, and I'm holding a 3-prong, and we feel the water start churning, and all of a sudden it's whitewashed and we can't see. And I'm holding the spear in. So like I say, this crevice is kind of like a V. So I'm like on one side of the wall, the right side, and my cousin is like swimming up on the left side, and he's up ahead of me and I'm behind. But I got the 3-prong in my left hand, which would have been on his side rather than on my right hand along the wall of the crevice or the wall of the tide pool. And this tide pool, these waves start crashing in and they blow my cousin right past me. Like I feel him brush right over my shoulder. And how he wasn't stabbed by the 3-prong is beyond me. I'm still freaked out about that whole thing. But that tide pool and those waves blew me and my cousin right out of the back of the tide pool. Like 40, 50 yards, we just got tossed and pushed right out of the tide pool. And it was like, holy crap, what the hell is going on? And, we stand there and we're standing outside and we're watching it, and it starts to calm down. And we go to step in and it starts churning again. So now I get this picture like, oh, wait, I think this is me. I think I'm causing this. I don't think I belong in here with this 3-prong. I don't think I belong here shooting these fish. So I threw the 3-prong on the side. I put it back in the truck, and everything calmed down. And I was like, oh, okay. I freaked that. I ran back. I grabbed the 3-prong. I went to go back and jump in, and the water and the tide pool started bubbling up again in anger. I was like, okay, all right. Now you don't need to tell me twice. I get it. I put it down. The tide pool calmed down for the rest of the time being. The rest of the time we were there, never did have those big whitewash, those big waves come over the cliff. Nothing. It was such a strange experience. Joe, what is this? I'm sorry.
You gotta do a puzzle. Drag them
Where I dragged?
into the hole.
Where the puzzle piece? Oh. Sorry guys, I missed the hole. No more powder. Bruh,
It's gotta be perfect, bro.
Bruh. My finger is covering the whole piece of the puzzle. It's not fair. I cannot see. Hey,
you
choose
go.
a charm, guys. I got him. Sorry. Technologia. I'm not good with it. Technologia, you guys. So yeah, that was kind of trippy. I mean, I don't know if you guys would call that paranormal, but I think so. Nature had something to say that, I never belonged there, and it let me know. And it almost could have cost my cousin's life. And, it was kind of real stupid of me not really thinking and knowing. And knowing the kind of stuff I know, I should have known better. Um, how you doing, Joe?
Better.
You ready?
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna share the rest because I'm kind of tongue twisted at the moment, but I hope you guys enjoyed some short and sweet. Sorry, guys, I don't read comments. My eyes not good. No more glasses.
Nick, read this.
I can read on my phone, but I never read. Oh, I need to read this.
That's not a well. That's
Oh.
the reason I'm kind of discombobulated right
Oh, okay.
Are you on text?
now. Huh?
You on text?
Yeah, that's all good.
Oh, if there's any questions, I can answer one.
Yeah. Any
Joe,
questions?
Joe will have to read that for me. I get the blind man text on my phone. Joe get better eyes than me. So
Yeah.
his texts
Great
were small.
stories, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, bro.
No problem, brother.
Everybody
Anytime.
say mahalo, Matt.
Oh, you guys are welcome.
Great stories.
Sorry, I'll get on the YouTube chat in a second. I gotta take care of something at the moment.
Hey, can you tell a story about night marchers? I remember that house. Oh, wow. I used to swim in Harry Kim's pond when I was a teenager. Yeah, awesome. Oh, I get plenty. Plenty. You gotta bring your glasses next time, bro. Everybody like talk to you. Or Joe, or get on TikTok, bro.
What? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not good like Joe.
No,
like,
no,
so
no
you
fair,
guys don't
bro.
distract me. I'm gonna be gone.
I know,
The
no,
story
no,
is
it's
out,
no
like,
fair, bro.
I
You
don't
can
have
tell a
time to
story
answer.
without distractions.
Yeah, LBD, bro. A little bit dumb. Just play, guys. Thank you, though. I'm sorry I don't read the comments while I'm
Yeah.
talking. My apologies.
Any stories in Kona that you have, just by chance?
Kona. Yeah, I do. The one that remember when I got pressed in the How to
Yeah.
Kill Holy?
Yeah. You go sit down for another night? Or,
Yeah, up to you. Or,
yeah.
I mean, that one's kind of a little bit longer one, so I mean,
Maybe,
if you're ready
later.
to go, then
Maybe later.
okay.
I got,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so yeah, back, sorry, some stuff I had to take care of. Okay, back to the story I was telling, Makua on Oahu over here. Oh, everybody knows Harry Kim's beach house over there. That's awesome. Okay. Back. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I gotta finish that story because I started it, right? Let's say Paradise Park, Makua Cave. Yeah. So we went there in the afternoon, late afternoon. Me and a bunch of friends, we went to go explore. Now, when you enter Makua Cave, there's a place on the left that you can walk. It kind of branches off left and right. The left goes up, the right goes down, just slightly. The left side, the roof gets real small until there's a square hole, maybe about 2 feet by 2 feet, and you can continue on back there. People have told me, I've never proven that one, but they've told me that it looks like it's actually blasted out, like it was cut out of the rock, right? It's perfectly square. They said that was the entrance to a little underground railroad that ran through the mountains from Kaena Point all the way over to Eva and all that kind of stuff too. So there's actually rail tracks and stuff down there with to do the sugar cane and all that, right? On the right side was now if you're gonna get to the left side, you're already down on you can't get to that point unless you're sitting down or crawling, right? On the right side, the hole that you immediately see when you go down is more of a natural hole, but it is more rounded, and you can go back there and down over there, but it gets really small, so I never let go. We tried a little bit, and then it got real small, and just the claustrophobia kind of kicked in. But I did notice that there was a ledge, and so we went to go explore the ledge. And going further back above that hole on the right, there was another hole that went down. So you see, kind of, yeah. Something's more important than ghost stories, huh?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah. No by weekend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Oh, Middle Cemetery. I can tell one story about that one.
Yeah, that's
Um,
oh, I'm so sorry.
but yeah, so we went to we went back there and we started going down because it was a little bigger, and we started crawling down and going down, and we realized, you know what, we're not prepared for this. So we went back home to Kaneohe, and we decided to come back at midnight because ghost hunting, yeah. So we went back about midnight, and we had rope, and we had all this like water and like, food, I think, and just this random array of things that made us feel like, okay, we're ready now. I don't know why the hell we brought that. We never bring. The most important thing was knee pads and one helmet. Yeah. So we go back up there about midnight. We park across the street, right alongside the road, and we walk in. We go up on the ledge, and we start crawling down the ledge. There's four of us, and I'm the one in the lead. I have the flashlight. And so the hole, we noticed, started to go down. And very soon, we're literally crawling on our hands and our knees. My knees are all bust up, and my head, I remember my head would scrape against the top as we're crawling on our knees, and I had blood coming down on my forehead as we were crawling down, crawling down, crawling down. And it was kind of claustrophobic, but I wasn't really claustrophobic then, so we continued. Maybe about half an hour, 45 minutes, we're going down um, with my flashlight, and then we just keep going down, and it just after a while, the guys behind me were a little bit like, we need to go back pretty soon. You know what I mean? I don't like this. Let's go back. And so ahead of me, it looked like there was a little spot that opened up, maybe about 20 feet ahead of us. I'm looking about the distance that those lights are. So I shine the light. Looked like there's a place we could sit up or stand up where the hole opened up into maybe a bigger cavern, and that might be the place we're looking at, where the water turns in, where it turns into the water, right? It goes all the way down to the beach across the street. So I tell him, let's go a little bit further. Looks like we can stand up over there. If not, we'll turn around and go back. And so we're crawling down now, little by little, and I see this figure cross my flashlight beam all the way down at the end that we're heading towards. It was like a man. It went from the right to the left. And I froze, and I'm like, what the hell? And now me, I'm thinking homeless person. That's the first thought crossed my mind. Maybe it's a homeless person. Maybe it's somebody that lives here in the cave. I don't know. But me, I like to scare my friends, yeah? So I'm like, brah, I saw something over there. One guy, something, would walk from the right to the left. And so we're still far enough back where it's still safe, right? So I lied down on the ground, and they all jumped on me, like on my like head over my shoulders kind of thing, and we're all just like, my flashlight is shining down over there, shining down towards the where I saw the guy. And the minutes pass, no more nothing. And then finally we're about ready to, like, oh, you seeing stuff kind of thing. But like then the figure came back from the left to the right, although this time it slowed down and like deliberately started to turn to face us. And that's when we realized this was not a person. This was not a human. It scared the pants off of us. And my friends, we got out of there in a few minutes. We crawling uphill. We didn't matter that we were cut up and bruised and scraped. We crawled and crawled and crawled up there as fast as we could get out of the cave. And I remember because now I was the last person. I was the one with my feet dangling into the pitch black behind me as something I could hear came crawling up the cave behind me. And so I got three guys in front of me, and then I kept trying to make them move faster and faster and faster. I'm like, bro, hurry up. And I'm like hitting them, like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Just hurry the hell up already. Go, hurry up faster. That feeling was that there was something behind me coming up, and it was going to grab my feet. And I'm just crawling up, and we finally break out of the top, and we run along the top of the little ledge. And one of my friends just tried to jump onto the cave floor from the top and hurt his foot. And we were all just kind of, however we could get down, we got down. But he hurt his foot, so we carried him out to the car. There were two cars, right? I had parked in the back, and my other friend had parked in the front. And so we jumped into our cars and we are getting ready to go. You know what I mean? And I realized my car wouldn't start up. The light wouldn't turn on, nothing. The car was dead. And I'm like, what the hell? And my friend's like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, the car's dead. It's not starting up. And we're like, you know, the hell with this. We'll come back in the morning. We run out of the car. We jump into my friend's car in front of us, and his car was dead. His car wouldn't start up. And now everybody is yelling at everybody, mostly at me because this was my dumb idea, right? You know, everyone is like, bro, what the hell, bro? What the hell? Why you would do this to us? How come you doing this? You know, like that. And everybody was freaking out. And then all of a sudden, like the cloud parted or moved out of the way, and the full moon or uh, the moonlight filled the entire area. And for some reason, we all fell silent, and we just turned back to the entrance of the cave across the street, and we watched. We watched this figure emerge from the cave and start walking towards us as we're stuck in the car, paralyzed, not moving. This thing was maybe about 4 feet tall. It was short, it was small. It didn't have a neck, like the head fused into the shoulders, and this thing had red, burning eyes. Like, imagine if you have a really, really red fire and you take a cardboard or wood and you cut two holes in it for eyes and put the wood in front of the fire. That's what it looked like, these red, burning eyes just looking at us as it walked towards us. It went over the barrier, it crossed the street, it walked into the road, and it went all the way to the middle of the lane. Keep in mind, we're right on the shoulder of the other side of the lane, single lane. We're feet away from this thing, and it just stops there and looks at us and glances at us and watches us and then turns around and hobbles back into the cave. Like, looking at us like, what the hell are you guys doing? And then it turned around and walked back into the cave. And now the part of me that makes me wonder if this was real or not was because I don't remember getting home that night. I don't remember anything for years after this. This was an experience, an encounter that I did not remember at all. It wasn't until I was doing the ghost tours one night and the van broke down. The bus actually broke down. The bus had a flat tire, and it looked like it was really weird because we had come from this site here, Morgan's Corner, Judge Trail, and it looked like something had chewed around the tire when we got to Manoa Chinese Cemetery. Night, Joy. And so we get, and so we get over there, and I'm like, what the hell? And Uncle Joe and Robert grab my van, and they drive off to grab the other van so we can still move the people around as the other car gets towed. As the bus gets towed out of there. And we were sitting in the Manoa Chinese Cemetery, just talking story and telling ghost stories and whatnot. And one of the guys came up to me and he's like, "Oh, do you have a story about Makua Cave?" And I looked at him and I'm like, "I don't know." And then the memories came flooding back, and I'm like, I'm thinking, I don't trust myself to tell this story because I don't know if I remembered it correctly. I told him, "Oh, no, I don't know, maybe. Why, do you have a story about the cave?" And I tried to switch the narrative around, right? And he's like, "Actually, I do. Me and my friends went into the cave. We were drinking in the cave and partying, and the next thing you know, this figure came out of the cave. Oh, I didn't tell you, the thing looked like it was covered in scabs. That was the texture of the skin. The skin was just black and bumpy like scabs. They said that they were drinking in the back of the cave, and something came out and chased them out of the cave, and it had black scab-like skin and red glowing eyes." That's kind of what did it for me. But yeah. Nah, Matt, you were a good storyteller, bro. Thank you. Perfect, bro. So that's the story about Makua Cave. I asked my neighbor about that like a few years ago, and she said she remembers me mentioning something about the cave, but that was it. I don't think I went into detail. She's been my neighbor for a long, long, long time, yeah. Um, did I do the jump rope girl story this month?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't recall hearing that one.
I think that's one
I don't
good.
think we did much stories on this road
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, Madeline. Intense moments have that effect. The brain fixates on the major event, which overwhelm more mundane things before. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It was just, oof. I'm over on Old Poly Road. Sunny, sunny, sun.
Yeah, trying to have a clear mind in moments like that is it's not easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Eh,
To where you
Keoho.
can actually start
Focus.
seeing and your surroundings, kind of like the my Thai pool story. You know what I mean? It took me a
Yeah.
moment to actually kind of step back and figure out that, but I caused
Yeah.
this anger in the water. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but it took me some stupidity to get
Oh.
there. Yeah, so it's like I was just kind of fixated in the moment.
Yep. I saw that, Jamie. Let's see. I see the face. The one in the back. These are
That's
the one in the back, yeah. Eyeball, nose. Oh, hello. Ah, I cannot see it. Oh, couple eyes. Oh, hello. Couple eyes, nose, mouth. There is a phenomenon called pareidolia, and it's used for survival.
That I still can't figure out how to spell.
Yeah, I know. Wait,
I tried
I
to
will type
spell
them
that
out
thing
enough.
in the
P
chat so many times, bro, and I
P
can't spell it, dude.
H.
Pareidolia. I've had to learn it.
Spell check won't help me out
No.
on that word, nothing. So like, I know I'm not even
Yeah,
close.
but the difference is learning how to feel them, right? And so yeah, I like how that she looks like a dragon. Yeah, the mo'o. I like how you look at a picture and you can feel them, right? Now, show the picture again. And some pictures have vibes to them. You know what I mean? It's not like, yeah. There we go. And this one definitely has a vibe. But this one to me looks like the spirits that are always here. You know, the ancestors. The other night when we had all the warriors around us, they appeared in many, many, many ways. You know, you talk to that's why I don't consider myself an investigator, a paranormal investigator that's looking for evidence, because this is not evidence to them. This is just, oh, can be explained by this, it can be explained by that. If it can be explained, it's not real to them. To a lot of them. For me, my mind is a little more open. And I got this story I wanted to share with you guys too. Um, I'll share them now. I was thinking about doing a walking tour Thursday, right before Halloween. Cause I like doing a walking tour, but I know I'm gonna be pooped. We went to Iolani Palace, and yeah, we went to Iolani Palace. We would do the downtown walking tours, and one night this happened. Now I think it was Uncle Frank had met me. He's a driver, so he picked up everybody in Waikiki. And for the downtown walking tour, the other people, the locals, will come and in their own cars. That's back when the palace closed at 10 or 11. We get to Queen Liliuokalani's room, and or we're right outside of her room, right? And we're looking up towards it. And I'm telling about the overthrow and some of the paranormal things that happened in that room and all that good stuff. It's a very heavy area. And somebody snaps a picture of a blue orb, this really dark blue orb. Now, I was told that the dark blue orbs are like family, yeah. But once again, you ask an investigator, orbs are just specks of dust. However, in this orb, when you blew it up, there was a face in it. Um, and I knew the face. It was a trip. It was my auntie who had just passed away. My auntie Mariah. She passed away in 2011 at 100 years old, and she always wanted to come on my tour, but she couldn't walk too well. You know, she was 100. And so she always said she wanted to come on my tour, and I looked like she did. Well, I'm looking at her picture. I'm like, oh, that's my auntie. And then the ghost radar says next to me, somebody that has it, Mariah. And I'm like, oh, damn, that's my auntie Mariah. And they're like, no, you're kidding. I go to my car. This is how fresh the stuff was. I still had the thing that they hand out at funerals, the paper with the picture on top and the name. And I showed that to the group, and I'm like, that's my auntie Mariah. Had the the glasses, the big Chinese smile, the hair, all of that stuff. I'm like, that's my Auntie Mariah. I get the big hat with the lei on top, you know. I'm like, that's so cool. And we had continued the night later. We were ending the tour as we were walking through Kawai House Cemetery. And someone snapped a picture of a blue orb, and I looked at it, and it was the same blue orb with the same, yeah, the obituary, thank you. The same blue orb in a different location now with the same face, my auntie's face. And as I'm looking at it, another person's obelisk randomly says the word Mariah. So, you know, a lot of people will just bet money and say, you know, pareidolia is this, pareidolia is that. It's not real, it's not evidence, it's not proof. But you go ahead and try to tell somebody who had an experience like that. That was amazing, you know. My Auntie Mariah finally got to go on my tour. Maybe she's still here too. Hey, mahalo. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. So the blue orbs are said to be the blue is a shielding energy, right? And we got orbs and stuff too. Pictures of orbs on my Facebook. On Oahu Ghost Tours, we get plenty. You know what I mean? That's why we had what's called the Orbs Tour. And the blue orbs are protecting. The dark blue ones are said to be family. Yeah. And then there are the red ones, which are more of an intense kind of feeling. Then there are the yellow, the orange, and the yellow, and it kind of gradually goes down. I did bring this story up the other day, and I wanted to show it to you guys. Here's the picture. The guy that got bit by the child in the cemetery. Yeah, there was a guy who was taunting when I told the story of the little kid, the little boy in the graveyard, he started taunting the little boy and saying really random stuff, and then he said, ow. And here's one picture. I'll show you. It's kind of fuzzy, but you can see the teeth marks around here on his side, on the side of his hand. And then the third one, with the best one, get the glare, yeah. You can see the teeth marks right there. I'll show you guys on TikTok. It was kind of fuzzy, but that was it. You can still see the teeth marks around here. Then this one, it's a little clearer. And then this one here, really clear, but get the glare, yeah? You can see the teeth marks. It was right on the side of the hand, like right here, on the bottom, below the pinky. Green orbs? Oh, there's a story about green orbs. I always envision a red orb or anything red with something intense, yeah. We always thought it was like the red orbs were like passion, or like anger, but they're also like passion. It's an intense kind of emotion kind of thing. Green orbs are healing. I have another story about that on the walking tour as well. There was a what type of orb is the orange sparkling ball of fire that hovers and moves around? Oh, that's not an orb. That's an akualele. That's a fireball. Yeah, those are visible to the naked eye. We had a night where there was a black, like people on the tour would always take pictures, but there was this black shadow silhouette behind this one girl. Yeah, it was at the palace, and it followed her all night. Like they would take pictures of her, and there would be this unnatural shadow that was way taller than her standing behind her, right? As the tour progressed, she got a little bit more emotional and a little bit more scared and all. I mean, I guess you'd be scared if you got this big black shadow following you, right? And it came up in all the pictures. And it was finally at Oahu Cemetery where I got to see Robert Sepulveda work his magic, right? I think it was Robert. Yeah, so he told me there was another picture in the cemetery of the, was it Robert or Uncle Joe? I think it was Robert. Another picture was taken at the cemetery, and that big black figure kind of started to look more like a man standing behind her. Not like her, not built like her at all, nothing. So Robert told me to move forward, take the group, move forward, and he was going to talk to her, like private conversation kind. So they're having a private conversation, and he's talking to her, and he's talking to her, quiet voice. That's how Robert did. He would talk when things were intense. He'd talk very quietly and very comfortingly, you know, that kind of stuff. And then he came back to the group and he said, "Okay, I need you guys to take pictures of her again." And no black shadow, but there was a green glow around her. The green glow, we're told, represented healing. What had happened, her story she had shared with us was that she had got into a fight with her boyfriend or her fiance, and like just like got into a fight, threatened to break up with him, that kind of stuff. And so he got really upset, and he went to go drive to the windward side. And coming down the H3, he crashed the car and died. And that shadow was him following her around, still perhaps angry. But what Robert did was she told him what had happened, and in the cemetery at Kavaihau, she explained and apologized and made peace with her ex. Well, I mean her with her fiance. Um, and it turned into a green healing energy, and then that was that. And we continued the night. So that kind of reminded me of that. Thank you. All these stories come up when people are, yeah, mentioning these things. Yeah. In Mililani, we had a huge fireball, and it burnt the tips of the blades of grass in the yard just outside the bedroom windows. Neo, how's it? How's it? Try as long as you don't enter your house. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Now we'll tell you guys one of my other favorite stories over here. But we're gonna sit here and do it. If you guys picture, there's the old poly road behind me, which is tree tunnels, and it's a really scary, dark road. I like telling this story because it's scary. But it's, I've never experienced it. This is a story of Glenn Grant. And see if I can get everything right. It's published in a book called Obake Files, The Tales from the Dark Side of the Cabinet. If you guys haven't bought it, you guys really should buy it. It's a fantastic read. It's a good book. If you want chicken skin, yeah, Glenn Grant is an expert. He's a master at that. Yeah, I remember that card. Yeah, yeah, I still have the email. Makapu and Blowhole, I saw Okualele there too. Sorry, getting distracted. um, so Glenn Grant, he liked to do investigations. He liked to go ghost hunting, and he was investigating a school. Now, one thing about Glenn Grant too is that he would never share the location of where things happened, right? So he wouldn't say, "Oh, this happened over here," because then the problem that he ran into, it's kind of the problem that I'm running into over here, where people are like, "Oh, let's go ghost hunting over here. Joe went over there," We've had a lot of things happen with groups of people because, yeah, 13 turns, I think. I don't think it was ever called 13 turns before we started going there. So he meets these people from the mainland, and I think there's a couple psychics, there's a couple mediums, and he wanted to investigate a school. The school, like, but they just stayed at the parking lot and see, because apparently the band instruments would play at night and all kinds of things would happen. So they just kind of hung out in the parking lot. And I think about an hour passed or so, and then one of the psychics, one of the mediums, this woman, just like falls to the ground and starts screaming. And Glenn rushes over there to see if she's okay and offer her help. And the husband kind of blocks her. He's like, no, 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 don't stop this. No, just back off. Let her go through. That's how her psychic gift works. She communicates with the spirit by feeling what it went through before it died. And so they watched the medium that's lying in the parking lot go through what looked like SA and some kind of assault, then get choked. Like, she was gasping for air and all of that stuff. And I mean, Glenn is over there and he's freaking out because he's watching this woman dying. And he's like, and everyone is just standing around watching and no one's doing anything to help, right? But they're like, no, just let her go through it. And so he's just trusting them. He's not doing it. And then she stops choking and she lays still. He's like, is it good? What's going on? They're like, no, 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 just keep waiting. She'll wake up on her own. And about 5, 10, 15 minutes passes, and they actually watch this medium's body undergo rigor mortis, where her body becomes rigid and she starts to look like an actual corpse, right? And then she lets out this huge inhale, gasping for air. She sits up, and she's like, wow, you know, like, there was a woman, there was a girl that talked to me. It's like, my gosh, like, what the heck? And so they're like, we need to go, let's go somewhere else for now. Let's relax, let's go eat. So they went Zippies. They're sitting down at Zippy's in the late hours, late at night, sitting down over there, and then she recounts everything that she had seen from this girl, this spirit. She went through this girl who got SA'd, and then she got choked by an object. She couldn't really identify what the object was, but she was choked and she make. And she drew a picture on the napkin of a football player with a jersey number. I forget the number of the jersey, but and then she says the girl's name. And as she says the girl's name, there's a lady sitting a few tables away that perks up. And as they continue talking, and she's like, "This is what I experienced," blah 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 blah. You know, the lady from the other table comes up and she's like, "Excuse me, but did I hear you say this name?" And she names the girl, and she's like, "Yeah. Do you know her?" She's like, "Well, I did know her." The lady was in her 40s or 50s, and she's like, "I knew her in high school and intermediate school. We went to school together, and her freshman year, she passed away. She got murdered." And they're like, "Oh, wow." And they're like, "What happened?" Well, she got murdered by her boyfriend, and then she showed him the picture of the football player. She's like, "Yep, that's the one. That's his jersey number, everything. That's him." She went to explain that they had gone off towards yeah, they had gone to the beach that night. They went out on a date, right? And this senior in high school, I think he was, she was a freshman, yeah. And the senior asked her out on a date, so she was like, "Of course." Goes out on a date. They watch the sunset, and then they drive down this wooded road that doesn't have any lights, and it's a perfect makeout spot, right? One thing leads to another, and she starts it's going too far, and she's like, "No, no, no," and then starts screaming, and he tries to calm her down to make her stop screaming, and he ends up taking out her favorite item in the world, which was her jump rope, taking her jump rope and wrapping it around her throat to make her stop screaming. And before he had realized it, he had choked her to death. He turned himself in to the police about a week after, or maybe even a few days after. No, it was about a week after, because 3 or 4 days later, he had murdered her, and he freaked out and threw her body in the bush and left. And a few days later, a bunch of hikers came across her body in the bush, and that's how they found out. Now, Dr. Grant was sharing this story on one of his walking tours, or one of his tours, and there was a retired policeman that came up to him. He's like, "Oh, you mean so and so?" He's like, "Oh, yeah." He didn't say the name, of course, right? He's like, "Yeah, yeah, Dr. Grant. I was the officer that responded to the call when the hikers found him." He's like, "It was the weirdest thing. The girl had been in the rainforest for several days, and so decomposition is, a natural thing. But the weird part was her eyes." He said her eyes, they were still there. Usually that's the first thing to liquefy, but the eyes were still there. And she had maggots, and she had cockroaches, and she had bugs eating away at her face. But from the cheekbones up, there was nothing, unblemished. From the cheekbones down, the whole face was gone and decayed and eaten away. But just from the cheekbones up, she was still whole, and it was just, he's like, "Dr. Grant, it was an image that I'm never gonna forget until the day I die. It was one of the creepiest looking things that just still haunts me." So Glenn Grant's sharing that story years later, because he's still doing the tours, and it's on the steps of Kawai Hao, where this older Japanese couple, the wife starts punching the husband, saying, "Tell him, tell him." And Glenn Grant's like, "Well, what's going on? You guys are right." And the husband's like, "Well, my wife wants me to tell you a story an experience that we had on this certain road." He's like, "Oh, okay, go ahead." So the husband's like, "Well, me and my wife, when we had just met, we were dating, and we went to, the place where everybody makes out and stuff, and it's this dark wooded road, and we're sitting down, the kind, right? And started getting late, so I went to go turn on the car to leave, and we found that the car wouldn't start up. And so we trying to figure out what's going on and what to do, and the car wouldn't start up. But then all of a sudden, like, the area was lit up. The moon must have come out all of a sudden, and we just heard this noise in the tree tunnel behind us. This tack, just this noise, and they're like, "What the hell?" And about a minute or two later, they noticed that it was actually belonging to a girl that was jump roping down the road in the middle of the night. The moon was to her back, but they had seen her silhouette jump roping down the road, and they were, of course, getting a little freaked out, but they couldn't do anything because their car was dead. And this girl jump ropes slowly towards the car and notices it, and so she stops. She peeks in the back, and they were terrified. They were in the car. They were terrified. They didn't know what to do, and they were like just, trapped. So the windows were up, the doors were locked, and then the girl goes around to the passenger side of the car, jump roping around there, goes to the front of the car, right in front of the bumper, stops, turns around, looking at them. And as the moon came out and illuminated her entire face, the lady screamed because this girl just had eyes. Yeah. The whole lower half of her face had sunken into shadow. It was completely gone, like it wasn't there to begin with. And then this girl with the jump rope turns around. And as she turns around to go away, she disappears. Right. Intermission. She disappears, and the car roars to life, and they get the hell out of there. That was one of my favorite stories of Glen Grant as well. Years later, this is on Facebook in my Hawaiian Hauntings group. There was a member of the group that actually described it happening, an encounter with what she thought was this as well, right? Um, it's on my phone that I'm streaming on, so I can't read it out. I did save it on my phone, but it was like they were coming up over here and they saw this girl in like an unnatural thing, and she wasn't walking, she was doing something else like jumping, but she was kind of missing half her body, and like they went right through her, and then she realized it later that this girl was actually jump roping down the road, and they kind of drove right through her, if I remember the story correctly. So yeah, that's one of my favorite stories to tell here on this road. I've been here so many times. We have not heard the jump rope, but we have heard a scream down at down at the entrance, right? In fact, us three did. That was that blood curdling scream.
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord, that was just a few months ago.
Even the time was just me and you, yeah.
Huh?
Even the time was just me and you, yeah.
Yeah. We went back with Uli after.
To try to look for a party, everything.
Yeah. I was driving around.
like,
Maybe
trying
they
to
went
debunk
partying
it,
in the
like,
house.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
And then when I came, we went over there.
Yeah. That night, I had my tripod set up facing the tunnel, where the lights turn on, and the street light is over there. And I prayed to Michael the Archangel for protection, and the light flickered, or did it turn off or something, or it flickered or something like that. And the whole time it was pointed down there, nothing had happened with the light. But then as soon as I said Amen, boom, it flickered, and there was a lot of reception problems on YouTube, right?
oh yeah, that was
That was
down the road, yeah.
that's where we heard the scream.
Right, but then but had that mist inside the freaking
Yeah.
down the in that gulch.
Yeah, there was that little
Like,
mist
oh,
over there
bro,
too.
thing. But that wasn't that one. But I know that year during October, the mist was following us.
Ah, yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
we
so
went
you
up into
guys
that
drove
the
through
one
it.
banyan tree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Remember we went off the
Oh, yeah. Up on the trail.
yeah. Then we went off to the right.
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
one area, and I could feel them in the back,
Oh, yeah, that was
and
cool.
then I caught the clip where freaking the mist came right in front of the camera and freaking dissipated.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh. Yeah, that was But after that, it just kept following us. Like I kept seeing it everywhere we were going.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but wasn't a good one. Wasn't.
It wasn't like the
one,
other.
You know what I mean? The Marchers one.
Yeah, it wasn't like the other mist. Oh, what the hell? Oh, one leaf just fell on my leg. Scared me. I scared of nature. So, but yeah, hey, I like this place, bro. It's nice and quiet. I don't know if I want to use a spirit box. Might open up something again.
Actually, got this for you.
What you guys think? Should we see? I know that our two friends kind of put a protection around us as well today.
Yeah, and the Guardians here too.
Of course.
So,
Should we try chancing?
and I guess shut white light and shut that thing back
Okay, okay.
to the bend. So
Has there been anything around here that doesn't belong?
Not that I feel. I just know.
had something back there,
Hmm.
and I just shut the lights out. So pushed it back
Yeah.
to the bend. But it's been not here after that. But the
Yeah.
guardian is surrounding us also. So
Um. Well, see, that's the thing, though, Jamie, is that if we're gonna use them,
No, I was just about to.
huh?
I was just about to freaking reply to that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but we just discussed it.
Yeah. If we
That
use
was what
them,
was we think was open up
it's gonna open a
the
portal
door
for
for
it to
the
come in. Yeah.
yeah.
On the other hand, I could go ahead and purpose the spirit box so it doesn't open that portal,
Yeah.
right?
oh,
But then nothing's gonna come true because the portal gotta be open for them to come true. Huh? We'll go try. Let's purpose it to have only the spirits that belong here to come through. Okay. We'll go ahead and do that. And if it becomes too bad, then yeah, no, we're not. Then we'll turn them off. Yes. If you do, be sure to close it. Yeah, last night was a little freaky. So we're about to turn on the spirit box over here. Let's go ahead and say a prayer first. Say, Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all evil spirits who wander the earth seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. Say,
if
Michael.
anybody.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
1 second. Say, Michael, we ask that you bless these devices, the people at the other end, and you protect this place in this area, and you grant, we ask that, Lord God, Jesus, we ask that you bless our equipment, our devices. We are opening this portal. We're not opening this portal. We're opening this app right now in hopes of communicating with some of the spirits that belong over here. But nothing of negative, nothing that is bad, nothing that is negative. Please keep them away from us, Lord. Um, yes, this is the purpose. We want to communicate with the spirits over here on the trail that we have come to know from coming here so many times. What's up, boy?
No, I was saying if anybody gets nauseous
Welcome to
last night,
Spiritism.
Yeah.
they can use the white light how they did.
Yeah, if anybody don't feel good, let me know, yeah? So as always, we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can you pick 1, 2, 3, or 4? Just kick them right off, bro.
Oh,
Okay, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Hi.
Hi.
High again. Yeah, what is keeping one all day?
No.
So good evening.
Yeah.
So how are you guys doing tonight?
By on
Could you tell us where we're at?
5.
5 is not a number. It's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, I heard 3 and 2 as well, but not clearly enough for me. Oh, what? Hi. Could you try again? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I was walking. Now.
Hear us. I'd love to hear you guys, so we'll keep it on all these numbers then.
Hi.
Hi, do you guys enjoy the stories?
Third.
I've heard that one phonetic many times. That's what.
Rondo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like the guttural one that you heard in the EVP.
Yeah.
Or
Right. So I would like to bring something for you guys tomorrow. What would you like? No shrooms. What's the matter with you? I'm talking about food. Oh, kupu. What kind of stuff you like? Not weed. What the hell? Who am I talking to over here? Alright, you gotta chill out over there, bro. So you like poi? You like kalo? Yes.
Oh.
Okay, poi is on the menu. You like fruit? How about banana? Maya. You like aku? What kind of fish you like? What kind of meat you like?
take ball game.
Taco. You like taco? Hey, you like hey?
You're gonna have to wait for that.
Huh?
You're gonna have to wait for that. For the minus tide. I can go get it.
Oh no, I go grab from Food Land, bro. We do it in style,
I'm
cuz.
getting from the Aina Hawaiian.
Bruh, I work tomorrow. I can't go get it from the
Don't
Aina.
worry. But I gotta wait for the tide. You know what I mean? I get it home, but that's all bait style already. I cut them off for bait.
Yeah.
So
Cheerful
I wouldn't give-
gardenia,
I wouldn't
kapu.
give that as-
Did you hear that?
It's an offering.
Yeah.
So I said I can catch fresh.
Ask one more time. You like
Ahi.
Ahi.
Okay, there you go.
Ahi.
There you go.
Fail.
Ahi.
I like some sashimi style.
How you like them cut? What kind of poke from Foodland you like? Thank you, thank you. So we got poi, maya, and ahi. Anything else?
What?
What about the mo'owahine? What you like? Kalo. Yeah, you heard Kalo. TikTok and YouTube heard Kalo. No weed.
Only and
I like ask the mo'owahine if she's around here, or if you guys can ask her for me. What would you like me to bring her?
leave
Fish. Oh. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard shrooms. I heard weed. No, we're not doing that.
That was an earlier conversation.
You like opai?
Opie over here, though.
Huh?
Get Opie over here, though.
I know.
I think it's stuff that they don't have.
No. I go catch opai over here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, I'll bring something for the mo'owahine too. And I'll bring something for the spirits over here. Who keeps talking about drugs? Who keeps talking about shrooms and weed?
Tell
They said that.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Matt.
Well, I'm thinking in my head, yeah, it's natural. You know what I mean? It's not drugs. You know, man-made is drugs. When it comes from the earth, that's God given. Although I'm retired,
They were here
medicinal,
when we were talking
medicinal.
about the ava and what you took before. They was listening from the beginning.
You could say, instead of that, you could say paka. You like paka?
Yes.
Oh,
Logo or just
I heard that. Yes. Can you say paka?
Brad.
Ooh, that was a new one. Ah. Okay.
Cheers.
Would it be all right? Would it be all right tomorrow to start some of the scary stories?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
What?
We want to bring offering, but we don't want to bring evil spirits over here by sharing the story. So I want to make sure that it's okay with you guys. Yeah, I heard. Yeah. You guys get them. And you guys will let me know if anything goes bad, right? And the stop. What's your Tell me what your favorite story is.
Back.
Alex?
Phil,
Oh,
you
oh, it's pretty clear.
It's a Joe again, huh? Okay, yeah.
no.
Oh no. Did it say oh?
Huh?
Did it say oh? Jill?
I thought it said, oh, nah.
Oh.
I don't know where to get OEO from. Foodland.
fishing pole.
Cuz.
You got a busy day tomorrow.
Hey, Matt, all you, bro.
Fuck, I got some now.
I do my collecting with the shopping cart, bro. I'm one contemporary Hawaiian.
Foodland's pretty good, you know. Pick up off you
Oh,
today.
yeah. Hey. So, once again, is it okay? I already asked that. What's your favorite story? Could you give me a word that could identify it for me? The feet one. Did it say the feet one?
Tired.
Yeah.
But what feed one?
Uncle Joe, the one tonight I told
Oh.
when he got grabbed by the feet.
Oh,
You like that one, huh?
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's what I thought I heard. Just right there. It was like, that's the one.
So,
So the deep down about a key. Like, that's the one.
Oh, my kai, mahalo.
one.
Oh, you guys remember me. Remember that. Remember that now.
I don't think I've ever told that story here, have I?
I think so.
no,
Yeah.
you did?
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually tell them at Manoa.
No, you
Okay.
did.
Yeah, that's the one. That's funny. That's the one.
What happened?
Huh? No, it was Paradise Park.
Oh, that was over here.
No, it was Paradise Park.
No.
Aloha. Polly girl, you said something earlier. I just remembered. I see your name. What did you ask me to do? I remember you asked me to do something and I forgot.
One.
Rawr. Hey, Carrie, how's it?
Nick. Oh,
Night, Jamie.
Nói
Okay,
please.
we're gonna wrap up the spirit box. Thank you. It was a pleasure as always hearing your voices.
And there's
Hey, bye bye. Aloha.
what?
my
They say bye.
one.
Carol again. Orange. Wait, you getting your last orders in?
Side.
Okay, 5 seconds.
Able.
There you go. Cool. Yeah, Manoa. Mililani. Um, I think I shared that story earlier this month. I forget. I don't know. I shared plenty of stories this month. The Running Man. I've not heard. Have you guys heard of the Running Man in Mililani? I've heard of the Running Man over at Temple Valley. Yeah, it did say bye. Yeah,
About a couple times.
Yeah.
yeah. Temple Valley over on the Kahalu side. I remember hearing a story of a jogger that had died over there, that runs alongside your car, no matter how fast you go. The brother just cruises. I think the person I heard it from said they were in the back of a truck, riding in the bed of the truck, and in the middle, and like nighttime, and they saw this person running alongside of them, and the driver started going faster, and they just kind of kept going fast and fast and fast. Um, it's one story. Actually, there's two stories I go share tonight. My neighbor had shared with me. I think the Mililani Cemetery one was from one of her teachers. It's a good story. I like the story. Um, I don't know how it is, how true it is, but then again, like this was like an elementary school teacher, and this is not an elementary school story. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Um, so there's a statue. Let me see if I can even find that one. There's a statue in Mililani Cemetery of statue of Jesus. Let me try to hold on. Uh, that's not the folder I want to look in, and I gotta find some of this other stuff. Uh, what is going on? Not this one. Let's go to. There we go. Yeah, and you guys can hear all my typing. Oh, yeah. There's one. Which one am I gonna share? This one. Yes. Here's the one right there. This is the beautiful statue in Mililani Cemetery. And like, yeah, I'll show you some of the pictures later. Yeah. And here is it not looking not so beautiful. It kind of looks a little creepy when you stand on the bottom of it and take a picture up. So the story that was shared went a little something like this, right? They went over to him. Actually, look, wait. Yeah. Hold on. I actually did a recording. Look at that. I did this a long time ago in hopes that I was going to make a video out of them, but I don't know how to make videos, so. It's on a little, yeah, I walked up to it. It's on a little circular thing, yeah? A little roundabout. That's what it's called, the circular thing. So the story is that the urban legend, I guess, is that you drive around it 13 times and the statue's supposed to come to life and scare you, right? And so the story goes that the guy my neighbor shared with me is that I think it was her teacher. They were partying and hanging out and stuff, and see, that's why I don't think this is like they were drinking. This is how the story goes. I don't think you would tell a bunch of fourth or fifth graders this story. So maybe I'm wrong when it comes to the source. So they drove around in circles 13 times because they was just chilling, cruising, partying, whatever. And as they went around the statue 13 times, they went to see if the urban legend was true and if the statue would come to life, and nothing happened. So they got bored. They jumped out of their van. They sat on the curb and they was just drinking a couple beers, talking story, wondering what to do. And then all of a sudden, one of their friend gets up, turns around. I guess he was gonna go pee or something, but he starts freaking out because the statue is gone off the pedestal. The Jesus statue is now gone. And so they all turn and look and they see the statue is gone. They jump in the car and they go to drive away. And as they're trying to drive away, their car's not going anywhere. The car's on. The gas is being pressed down. They can hear the engine revving, but nothing is moving. And the driver looks back in the rearview mirror and sees the statue of Jesus in the rearview mirror. He had picked up the back of the van and he was holding it in the air. And he had red eyes and he was glaring down into the van, and all of a sudden the van just went boom right onto the ground. I guess it with this loud scratching noise, right? Like the metal denting kind of thing, and they took off and they drove out of there. And as they were driving out, as they were leaving, they turned around and they saw him over right at the entrance, just kind of watching them leave, kind of thing. They went to the gas station and they were, freaking out. They calmed down over there and they looked in the back of his van, had all these scratch marks all over it from the fingers. And so the next morning, they're more brave. They go back to the statue and they look and they find that the fingers of the statue had the paint of their car stuck on it. Now, I actually took pictures of the fingers. Maybe I'm reaching, but the fingers are gray where the hand is white. Almost like somebody scrubs the fingers down. That's one. That's that hand, and that's the other hand. The statue moved. Classmates told stories about their experiences in the mid 1980s. Yeah. And you can see how high up the statue is. It's not like I could probably grab the hand, but like I'm 6 feet tall. Yeah. She also shared with me another story. I think this one I believe might have been a personal story. It happened to her dad. They did Boy Scouts, right? The dad was one of the Boy Scout leaders with his two sons. So they went over on a camping trip over at and this was like in the 80s. So they went camping out at the place called Yokohama's, all the way down past Makua Cave, right? They camping at Yokohama's, the boys and stuff, and they're just having fun and all that. Nighttime comes, they go tell ghost stories and that kind of thing. Um, but as they were trying to sleep, they are kept awake all night with what sounds like a baby crying. Not the kind baby cry like birds, the kind where the baby is shrieking and like screaming and like throwing a tantrum kind of thing. And that first night passes, and of course he's like, no, that's just the birds, don't worry, that's just the birds, they make that noise. We're probably camped close to their nest, that's just the birds. Go to sleep, don't worry about it. And the next night they go over there, and the next night they're going back to sleep on the next night after their whole day, and they hear the same noise, and the boys start freaking out again. They hear the baby just shrieking and crying and crying, and so my neighbor, my uncle, he goes to check them out. He's like, it's just a bunch of stupid birds, relax, you guys. So he walks over, and he finds the bush that the shrieking is coming out of, and he he like grabs a stick and like parts the bush so he can see the birds in the nest, and apparently sees something else. His face goes white. He grabs the boys, throws all of them into his car, and drives all the way back to Kaneohe, where they spend the night at his house. They left their tents, they left their camping equipment, they left everything there that night. And what he had seen when he had pulled back the bush, he admitted later, was what looked like a little imp or a little demon devouring an infant, like half of the infant's body was sticking out of his mouth, and it was shrieking as this little demon was chewing on it. So, yeah, that's a story I remember too from that area. Kepaloa. Oh yeah. Ooh. I, uh-huh. Yeah. Lapu are very closely related now. I see them in a different damn light. After the last few nights. Head beat feet don't fail me now. Yep. Oh man. But good evening. It is 10 o'clock. 10:01. It is time to go home and go to sleep and do this all again tomorrow. So, you know what? Let's do the regular ending that we usually do on the tour. Mahalo to the spirits. Mahalo to the kupuna, to the ancestors, to the akua, to the spirits, the uhane, the ghosts, the kupua, the demigods. Aloha and mahalo for allowing us to be here tonight. Thank you once again. It was very enjoyable. And thank you for watching over, protecting us, and allowing us into your home. Yeah. I hope to see you guys again, possibly tomorrow night. Mahalo. Mahalo nui loa. Now, just like the imp last night. I'll turn this thing around so you can talk to my face, which is black. There we go. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is, we are winding up the month of October. Oh, hello. This has been, it started off as a long month, but then it became not a long month. And it feels like it's been way too short every night for the whole month. Um, I don't think I can continue this through November, but I can go ahead and try to do the lives more than once a week, like I've always wanted to, but life gets in the way. Please join us tomorrow night again as we come back and we start doing some of the scarier stories. Tomorrow night will probably be Wednesday, yeah? Possessions. Several of the possession cases that I've dealt with personally. Thursday night, I'm thinking we might try to do the walking tour downtown and do a live over there telling stories around the Alani Palace, Kawai House, State Capitol, all around that area. You really enter into a whole different era of Hawaiian history when you go over there. Not the old days, but the 1800s, which was just pretty bad. But we'll do that on Thursday. Friday, of course, Halloween. We're going to go live a little bit later because I got to go trick-or-treating with my keiki. So I think the live will be 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Keep a lookout for that. That will be my scarier story. Jello, what's up, brother? We just sing aloha.
Come on. Here you was, my brother.
But yeah, so Thursday we go do walking tour. Tomorrow, scary stories, and then probably the scariest one, 9 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time on Friday, Halloween. He said go till the 2nd. I don't know about November 2nd. I have people that I gotta do stuff with. I have lights back, at least for a couple nights. Where are you going live from on Friday? Probably here because I absolutely love this place, and we might have a little party, whoever like come by kind of thing. We'll see. Yeah, I'll announce it later. I don't know if I like do that. I don't like bring the kind of food and have to worry about table and chair. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys again for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow. Aloha.